Quiet on the set.
Camera speed.
Sound production, take one.
Action!
AKAPAD, welcome back to the show of shows. It's the Film Buff. I'm the Film Buff. It's me, Peter A. DeLuca, AKAPAD. We try and do one movie a day. Some days we do two movies. You can look forward to 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. drops. Now, this week is a little bit upside down because we're back and forth with, sometimes we just get preoccupied with pre-recording content. So, lining up the releases, and that's the really big hurdle that we're at now. We've gotten so good, so efficient of building up episodes, even watching movies and the way that we watch movies and the way I take my notes and filter my notes to you guys. That level of efficiency, I would say at this point, is maximized. I'm not sure it can get any more efficient. The lack of efficiency now is scheduling. And it is brutal because there's no easy way sometimes to visualize what the release schedule is. So just quick example, and guys, yes, we will get into today's movie, iHostage. It's an Apple Store hostage movie made from a Netherlands director, Bobby Bormas, who also has a lineage. He's done multiple hostage movies. I don't know. I think it's a format that it's a style of drama that he can wrap his head around. And so, and a lot of times, I think in today's world, niche down. This guy likes doing this. I say we let him do it now. Do we need a third hostage movie from Bobby over here? Probably not. But anyway, let me just get back to some of my show notes. And subscribe support along the way, my AKA Padders. But releasing and scheduling these movies it's bonkers. Because I can set, just for example, I can go into my SoundCloud, I can go into my Spotify, and there's a couple different ones. And I can schedule out drops. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, months from now. But then it's hard to visualize what's getting dropped when, and it's difficult when there's something new that I want to discuss and I already have something scheduled. So that's a little bit of like it's a approach issue. It's a like methodology issue, if you will. But we're rounding the edges. We're sculpting it out, for lack of a better term. Bear with me, bear with us, but the goal is to really drop 2 episodes a day scheduled, and then be able to kind of bring you guys like random opinion videos whenever they hit my brain. And then, we continue like our threads, like for example, even though I backed away from it for a little bit, like we're trying to do the films of Ridley Scott, or we have the Fantastic Four movie coming up, and we have things to talk about with that. We have a missing Daredevil drop from the heir of Daredevil Borns Again. I believe there's 2 missing Star Wars drops just recently from May the 4th Be With You and Revenge of the 5th, aka Revenge of the 6th. So it's all of that stuff. When we cycle back to iHostage, we land on another conversation about intent, because this movie, it trended, it got popular, it has a title and a concept that flares the imagination. It sets the imagination ablaze. Because we've all been to Apple stores. We all love Apple stores. We love how they're organized. We like how they're looked. Some of them are so unique. Like they're almost like landmarks in the cities that they're in. They're just destination spots, as they should be. I always thought Microsoft would catch up to that, but they Microsoft and consumer products don't mesh. But we would get these Apple stores that popped up in our cities and became community centers, so to speak. I mean, they do events in them. It really is amazing. So our director Bobby and AK Powers, I don't like researching what these guys say about their movies often, because I feel like it strips me from having the film buff perspective. But I was trying to dig up what else this guy has done. So I landed on, it might have been like a Forbes interview, and he breaks down because then I was like, clickbaited. I got so curious about the origin of this movie, and he, like while on vacation, or he was just somewhere, but he saw these bullet holes in this Apple store, and got this. He wanted to reverse engineer where the bullet holes came from, and thus an origin for a movie. And we get this intention of mystery, like let's unpack these bullet holes. I think we've all, as citizens of the world, we walk by things like that. We say, it could be like a crashed car, or like a tire that's randomly on the side of a road, and you say to yourself, like, what happened there? What happened with this? I think it's human nature. So we have the intent of just reverse engineering, just as a story, where some of these bullet holes come from. Now, none of this is explicit and clear in the movie, but maybe it shows you what the intent of the movie is also, which is the tone. The tone here is, this is it's not a Michael Bay movie. It's not even a Ridley Scott movie. This movie is very monochromatic, or monotoned. It's even. And it's a great watch because of it. We're instantly engaged and wrapped into things that we love. And again, too, leaning into, what do we like? We love the back and forth between the guy with the hostages and the police element outside without the hostages. We have tropes in this movie, such as a room of people that the terrorist or hostage taker criminal guy missed. So we have a room full of people. They're trying to communicate out, or the outside is trying to communicate back in with them. It's really cool stuff. Some people have said that this film is anticlimactic. I disagree with that. I think this movie ends on the exact note that it should. I view this movie as, dare I say it, pretty much a modern day Dog Day Afternoon with Al Pacino. I believe that was that directed by Sidney Lumet? Fact check me on that. But no, AKAPAD, this is a largely entertaining movie. I view this as a movie of the day. It's a topical movie. I don't know how they got away with iHostage, right? Like, that's maybe international trademark law. I don't know. I don't know how Apple let them get away with this. But at the same time, I feel like this is a good movie to have iHostage. Like, it's a good representation, because you cannot just have adulation. Like, you need to be rough around the edges real quick. Like, you need to show that things are in reality and human, and you kind of do that when you go down this route. This movie's intent is strictly to entertain, and it's to give us a unfolding mystery as things happen. We break form. Bobby does something amazing here. We flip it. We go from inside with the hostages, with the hostage taker. We go from that point of view. We flip it. We go to the police point of view, and that type of toggle, just it keeps us going. I think this is a good. It's just a good, even watch. It's a well-made, well-acted, well-performed, well-presented movie. Not everything, again, intent when it comes on these terms now comes up a lot on this podcast. This movie is here to entertain us, and it does that, and I think it's a big success because of it. I think if it did trend, I don't care if that trend is of a curation, if it just populates by what people are trending. I mean, Netflix, for their trend list, which is now always like a topic of conversation, brilliantly implemented, by the way. If Netflix doesn't put their own movies on their own trending list, the purpose of Netflix erodes. You cannot have a movie from like the 80s, like Gremlins, for example, dominate the top 10. I mean, it can float there. Maybe it gets a day or so. But no, I think this movie is well, the point I'm getting at, I think this movie is a well-deserved trend. It's fantastic. It's a lot of fun. Like, there it is. I don't know how, like, now maybe we'll cycle back to this movie when we talk about Bobby's other movies, other films, because I am now curious of how he handles hostages previously. You know, like, I kind of like seeing directors toil around with subjects. You know, not every director needs to make drastically different movies all the time. You know, it's like you make a movie and the next one needs to be dinosaurs. No, you can stick to what you know, what you like, and what you love. And I think there is like a little bit of an understanding here. Just the demeanor sometimes of the hostage taker, I just think it's there. It seems very off and very confusing. Yeah, and it kind of puts me in that scene with him. I don't know, AKAPADers. I did enjoy this. Rock and roll.
Okay, that's a wrap.